Night deliveries are quiet in a way that feels unnatural. The roads are open, the traffic lights switch for no one, and every building looks abandoned, even when you know people are inside. I've been delivering food for just over 6 months by then. Long enough for the novelty to die. Long enough for the fear to stop feeling exciting. It was close to 1:40 a.m. when the order came in. One item. Cheap. No tip shown. That usually meant trouble, but I was already out and it was a slow night. The pickup location was a small 24-hour restaurant wedged between a closed clinic and a tire shop. The place always smelled like oil and boiled vegetables. The name on the order was just a first name. No last name. No profile photo. Delivery instructions were blank. I picked it up, checked the bag, and started driving. The address took me out of the main roads and into a residential area that was still half under construction. Rows of identical houses, most of them dark. No streetlights except every third pole, and even those flickered like they were deciding whether to stay on. When I reached the pin, the app showed I had arrived, but there was no house number where the map claimed it should be. Just an empty lot with tall grass and a temporary fence pushed over on one side. I double-checked the address. It was correct. I parked anyway, sat there with the engine running, staring at the dark space where a house was supposed to be. The wind moved the grass in waves, and something inside it shifted once, low and slow, like an animal settling down. I messaged the customer. No response. I waited the required 2 minutes. Then 3. Then 5. That was when the app refreshed and the delivery location moved. Not far. Just 2 houses down. I drove there. Same thing. No house. Just another empty lot. This one had a concrete slab poured, rebar sticking out like bones. Another message. No reply. Then my phone buzzed. A call through the app. I answered. There was breathing on the other end. Slow. Close to the microphone. No voice. I asked if they were there. The breathing stopped. The call ended. The app immediately updated again. New pin. Same street. Closer to the end where the road dead ended into trees. I should have canceled, but something about the order felt like it was already in motion, like stopping it would not undo whatever had started. I drove. This time there was a house. Lights on inside. Porch light off. The house number was handwritten on a piece of cardboard taped crookedly to the door. I grabbed the food and walked up. Before I could knock, the door opened. Not fully, just enough for a face to appear in the gap. A man, middle-aged, too thin. His eyes were wide and wet like he had not blinked in a long time. He looked past me, down the street, behind my car. Then he whispered, "You brought it." I held the bag out. He did not take it. "You were not supposed to stop," he said. I asked if this was his order. He nodded once. Then he leaned forward and whispered again, "Did it follow you?" I asked what he meant. His eyes shifted back to the street. "It moves when you do," he said. "That is why I kept changing the address." I stepped back. The man reached out suddenly and grabbed my wrist. His hand was ice cold. "You have to leave it," he said. "Do not bring it inside." Something moved at the edge of the streetlight behind me. A shape pulling itself upright from the tall grass near the first empty lot. I dropped the bag. The man slammed the door. The app marked the order as delivered on its own. My phone went dark. Behind me, something took a step closer. I did not turn around. I ran. I only took the shift because my dog needed surgery. It was a late winter night, the kind where the cold feels sharp instead of just uncomfortable. I worked a small city where everything closed early, so after midnight the orders were rare and usually strange. The notification came in at 2:17 a.m. Pickup from a fast food place near the highway. Drop off in an industrial zone. I almost ignored it. The payout was decent though. The restaurant was empty when I arrived. No other customers. No cars. The employee at the counter looked tired and nervous, like he had been waiting for someone. He handed me the bag without saying a word. When I asked if everything was there, he nodded too fast. As I turned to leave, he said, "If they ask you to come inside, do not." I laughed, thinking he was joking. He did not smile. The drive took me through a warehouse district where the buildings were massive and windowless. The kind of place that felt wrong at night, like the city had grown something it did not fully understand. The address led me to a long concrete building with no signage, just a single light above a metal door. The parking lot was empty except for a white van parked sideways near the entrance. I texted the customer that I had arrived. A reply came instantly. Door is unlocked. I stayed in my car. I said deliveries were contactless. Another message. Please. It is cold. I got out anyway. The door creaked, open easily. Inside was a narrow hallway with exposed pipes along the ceiling. The smell hit me immediately. Old meat, cleaning chemicals, something sweet underneath it that made my stomach turn. I called out. No answer. Halfway down the hall, I heard a sound behind me. The door closing. I turned and saw the handle being pulled from the outside. Someone testing it. Slowly, I started backing away. A voice came from the end of the hall. Set it down. A figure stood there, tall, wearing a hooded jacket. I could not see their face. I placed the bag on the floor. The figure did not move. Behind me, something scratched against the metal door. Harder now. Faster. The hooded person said, "Do not look back." I did not. They stepped forward, picked up the bag, and then paused. "You came alone," they said. I nodded. "That is good." The lights went out. In the dark, something ran past me, low to the ground. Fussed. I felt it brush my leg, felt fur and heat. A dog. Then another. Growling. Snapping. The lights flickered back on. The hallway was empty. The door was open. I ran. In my car, shaking, I marked the order complete. As I pulled away, I saw movement in the side mirror. Dogs pouring out of the building, circling the white van, feeding. The order note asked for extra sauce. That was the first thing that stuck with me. It was written 3 times. Extra sauce, extra sauce, extra sauce. I picked it up from a small family-owned place that closed late. The owner packed the bag himself, adding more sauce containers than I had ever seen. He looked at the receipt, then at me. "You sure you want to take this one?" he asked. I said yes. He taped the bag shut like he was sealing something dangerous. The delivery address was an apartment complex on the edge of the city, one of the older ones with long outdoor hallways and broken lights. The unit was on the top floor. As I climbed the stairs, I noticed the smell. Sauce, not the food. Something metallic, thick. The hallway was silent. I found the door. It was already open. Inside, the apartment was dark except for the kitchen light. I could see movement inside, shadows shifting against the walls. I knocked anyway. A woman appeared in the doorway. Young, smiling too wide. She stared at the bag. "You remember the sauce," she said. I handed it over. She did not take it. She leaned closer. "Set it down," she whispered. "He does not like when strangers hold it." I placed the bag on the floor. From deeper inside the apartment, something moved. Heavy, slow. I heard a wet sound, like something being dragged. The woman blocked the doorway. "You can leave now," she said. I turned. Behind me, every apartment door in the hallway was open. No one stood in them. Just darkness. Something behind me inhaled. Deep. Close. I ran down the stairs without looking back. The app sent a notification as I reached my car. Order completed. Tip added. The tip was generous. The note read, "He was hungry." I deleted the app the next day. Sometimes at night I still smell sauce.